guys, it's Sam, and this is my spoiler-free review for the Grisha Trilogy by Leigh Bardugo, consisting of Shadow and Bone, Siege and Storm, and Ruin and Rising. As I said, this review will not have any spoilers in it, but I've already filmed a very spoilery gush video, so I will link that down below for you to check out if you've already read the series and are interested in all of my in-depth thoughts, discussion-y thoughts about it. So Siege and Storm is about our main character, Elena, and she lives in a world that's a lot like Imperial Russia, and in this world there are people who have magical abilities, and they have different kinds of magical abilities, and they are part of the second army. So they are just the magical army, and then she is in the first army. And she is from an orphanage, she doesn't know who her parents are, anything like that, and she has a best friend named Mal that she grew up with in the orphanage, and they're both stationed in the first army together. One day they're going into this very dangerous part of the country that is called the Unsea or the Fold, and it is basically an area of all darkness where a bunch of monsters basically live, and they're trying to cross over it with their military group, and something happens while they are in there with Elena, and it kind of sets the whole story in motion. So first, let me talk about the world within the whole series. I absolutely adore this world. I know that some people had some complaints about it. If you are familiar with Russian language, apparently it doesn't quite match up to how Russian language is, but for me that's okay because I have read things that the author has said as far as this is based on Imperial Russia and it is not supposed to be Imperial Russia. So the fact that she kind of tweaked the Russian language, I'm personally okay with. Again, it's not my language, so I really can't speak for that as far as how I think it's okay, but I was okay with it personally, and I really loved the world that we got because it's very easy to get a picture of this world and the way that people look and the way that the weather is and everything from thinking about Imperial Russia. So I automatically had a picture in my head of basically everything. I absolutely loved the setting. Such a rich world, so different, so original, and I really, really enjoyed it. And the magic system in here and how all of the Grisha powers work was really cool because they cover a lot of things, but they aren't everything. Every Grisha has a certain kind of ability. There are people that are really good at like making things. There are people that are really good at summoning, so they can summon like fire, or they can summon air, or like mess with like water and tides and stuff like that. And some of them are really good with like bodily stuff, so they can either stop your heart and pretty much kill you, or they can heal you. So those are like the main categories of Grisha, and I thought that was really cool that it was a magic system that covered a lot of things, but it wasn't like the kind of magic where they can do anything. Next, let me talk about the characters. I absolutely love every single character in this series. And I am not exaggerating. I adore all of them. I love the villain. Many of you may know, even if you haven't read the series, that the Darkling, that is the antagonist within this series, is one of the most well-loved villains in YA. Absolutely adore him. I love our main character. I never once found her whiny. I never once found her to be annoying. I never once wanted to reach in and like smack her. I just loved her the entire time. She only got better every single book, and I just absolutely loved the way that she embraced who she was. It really is kind of feels almost like coming of age in a way because of how she embraces who she is throughout the series, and she is just such a cool character, and she has made her way into my top 3 favorite female characters of all time, up with Kestrel and Leah, for those of you that have been around for a little while. So that's saying a lot. She is up there. She's a really amazing character. I love all of the love interests. There's a lot of different love interests. I wouldn't necessarily call it a love triangle by any means, or a love square, I guess, but all the people, all the men that are around, I absolutely love. They're all very different. I don't love one as much as the rest of them. For those of you that have read it, you probably know who I'm talking about. But I just love her as a character. Having a strong female character is going to sell me on a book automatically, and she definitely is one. As far as the plot, I loved the way this was written. I thought that all of the books were very, very fast-paced, and they all added a new dimension onto one another, and the way things are intertwined, and the backstories we get, and the current things that are going on that we get, and just everything, and how it all kind of world builds together. It was just amazing. I don't feel like anything was dragged out unnecessarily. Sometimes in books you'll have things, you know, dragged out just to add more drama, and I felt like that didn't happen, that everything happened quickly enough to keep my attention. I didn't want to put these books down. I absolutely adored them. As I said, I just finished the last one a couple hours ago, and I'm still trying to process my emotions about it, but I absolutely love this series. They're all fast-paced. They are wonderful fantasy books. So I would definitely recommend this series to anybody who is interested in it, anybody who has even heard the synopsis and thinks that it sounds good. I love it. It's one of my favorite fantasy series. I will be thinking about this series for a while. I will be thinking about it for months probably. I absolutely adore it. So overall, I gave Shadow and Bone 4.5 stars, Siege and Storm 5 out of 5 stars, this is my favorite book in the series, and Ruin and Rising 4.5 stars, maybe 4.75. I didn't love the ending that much. For those of you that have read it, I wasn't completely in love with the ending. If you guys have read it, please go check out my Gush video. That is the discussion video, because I'll talk about that more. Obviously, I don't want to talk about that here, but you can go and check that out. Even though I didn't love the ending to this though, I would still recommend the series to anybody, and I would reread it, which is saying a lot for a series for the ending that I wasn't obsessed with. So yes, definitely check it out if you haven't. If you have just heard a little bit about it and aren't quite sure, I really, really loved it and is definitely going to be one of my favorite series for a very long time. So comment down below, let me know if you have read this series and if you love it as much as I did and all of your feelings about it, because the series brings out a lot of feelings, and if you want to talk about spoilery type things, definitely go check out the discussion video, the Gush video that I have linked down below, and we can talk about that more. I want to talk about this series with everybody, so definitely help me out and talk to me all about it and we can discuss for hours. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see all of you guys soon. Bye!